don't mind if it looks like I'm crying. Just put eye drops in my eyes because my eyes irritate me. But I should probably pause this before I get like banned from YouTube for playing music. Okay, so I was going through my book that I was showing you guys in my purse collection thing, and number 23 and 24 is piercing and tattoo video. I was going to do this when I got more piercings, or I'm not going to get any more piercings probably, but when I was going to get more tattoos, because I planned on getting a tattoo last week. But I've been in and out of the hospital. Like I said in my last video, I have lung problems and heart problems. So I'm putting off getting more tattoos until they find out what's wrong with me. So I'm just gonna explain the tattoos and the piercings that I have. I have one piercing and 2 tattoos, but the tattoos are in the same location. I just got them at different times and different like thoughts. Like I wasn't planning on getting it. So what is going on there? There it is. I'm just going to explain what they mean and basically rate them on if they hurt or not. So yeah, I'm just going to get started. My piercing is obviously my nose. You guys have seen it before. I absolutely love my piercing. I don't know if you can see the little bar inside. I have an L-shaped nose stud, whatever. When I got it pierced in July 2010 when I was 17. I got it for an early 18th birthday present from my mom. I was supposed to get a tattoo for my birthday, but she didn't want me to get that, so I got a piercing instead. My dad wasn't too happy about that whatsoever, but my parents are divorced, so who gives a shit. I got it pierced with a straight bar with a ball at the end. This is actually the piercing that was in my nose. It's green because it's my birthstone. I do not recommend getting your nose pierced with this one, like with a straight bar with a ball at the end. Like before I forget, excuse my lisp, I have my retainer in. But I do not recommend getting it pierced with a straight bar. I got it pierced at my uncle's piercing shop. He has a piercing and tattoo shop, and the straight bars are the only ones that they had left. And I knew nothing about getting my nose pierced. Knew nothing about piercings, tattoos in general. And they're like, oh yeah, you can use that. So I got it done with this. So I got it done in July, and my birthday was in August. So when it rolled around to my birthday, I basically had my brother take me to the piercing shop back at my dad's and had them change it into an L-shaped bar. You're not supposed to change it for the first couple months, mainly because you don't want it to close over, but the straight bar just basically pulled the tissue out of my nose, and I always had like strings of tissues. I know this sounds graphic, but I always had strings of tissue hanging out of my nose. It was always bleeding. It was always just giving me such a hard time. So I went to the piercing shop. They said you need to change it. You need L-shaped bars. So I had L-shaped bars that I got from Hot Topic, which is in the case that is in the video What's in My Purse. So they changed it, and I've had no trouble whatsoever. Well, sort of. I've had a couple problems with it, but that's basically because, not problems, just where my nose would feel tight. But I mean, that's usual. So, the scale of what it hurt between 1 to 10, 1 being, not any pain, and 10 being the worst pain, it was probably a 3. I mean, there was some pain. Actually, I think the most painful part was the clamp that they used to put on. It wasn't painful, it was just tight. And the most uncomfortable part was when he was putting the jewelry in, because it was just, I don't know how to explain it other than uncomfortable. Like, it was just an uncomfortable feeling. None of it hurt. I don't think it hurt at all. Your eyes do water up on the side that you get it pierced because it is connected with your sinuses, all of that. I forgot to breathe when I got my pierce. My uncle was like, dude, you need to breathe. So I went, but I mean, it didn't hurt. I got it pierced. It's probably like 2 o'clock in the afternoon, or 2 or something. So I mean, I wasn't, halfway asleep. Wasn't fully awake. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I was all there, so I knew if it would hurt or not. Although I would probably know if it would hurt or not when it wasn't yeah, I don't know what I'm saying. Anyways, and it didn't hurt. It was relatively cheap. I didn't get charged for mine, obviously, because it was done by my uncle, but I think they're around $30 maybe. I'm not sure. Oh. But yeah, I absolutely love my piercing. I'm not supposed to be wearing it at work, but I have a small stud, so they let it go, and if our corporate comes in, I actually have to cover it up. But other than that, I absolutely love my piercing. I would love to get a hoop for my piercing, but I can't do that for work. So I highly suggest it if you want to get your nose pierced, go for it. I absolutely love my piercing so much. So yeah, let's look at my piercing one more time. The only disadvantage, the only thing I don't like is I have always had clear skin my whole entire life, but after I got my nose pierced, I have started to break out like right here, and like you can see one right there. I started to break out like right here on my nose, and on the bridge right there on my nose. Other than that, I love it. So yeah, now we're gonna move on to my tattoos. My dad, I hope my dad doesn't see this because he doesn't know I have these. Let's a little bit. I have 2 tattoos, which if you've seen my necklace, that is because of my tattoo. You're going to see a little boobage there. That's my tattoo. It's of a swallow, and it says, "I'm finally free." You see it? Basically, it's from my grandmother. She died when I was in 8th grade, and I'm a freshman in college, so, I mean, it's been about 5 years, maybe. And, so yeah, that's for her. She died of lung cancer. She fought lung cancer once. It went away. Then it came back and it ended up taking her life. And she was always sick. So basically, that's what I'm finally free is for. You know, she's finally free of lung cancer. The swallow. I always loved swallows. They're my favorite animal. But also because she had a plaque beside her chair. I would always go stay with her when she was sick. She had a plaque beside her chair that I remember had a bird on it, and it said, when this is all over and done with, I'll finally be free, which is why I got this. And I realized after I got it done, a lot of people are going to think that's because I don't live with my parents anymore, and then I'm saying I'm finally free, but that's not it whatsoever. There is a reason behind my tattoos. I do not get tattoos for the hell of it. All my tattoos have a reason. The tattoo I was going to get this past week was actually going to say "Je t'aime maman." It means "I love you, Mom" in French, which I did not Google that. I actually know French, so yeah, that was going to be my back left shoulder. It's going to say "Je t'aime maman." Actually, this is actually in the script I was going to get it in too. You can see that. So yeah, that was the tattoo I was going to get next, but then I became really ill. I was in the hospital, so I didn't get it, which kind of upsets me because I had the money and everything. I was so upset. So yeah, I love my tattoos and my piercings. I don't regret getting a single one of them. Like I said, this is considered 2 tattoos to me because I got them at different times and different thoughts. You know what I mean? Like I thought of the sparrow first. Pain-wise, the sparrow only hurt on the wing, which this wing right here, because it's right on my collarbone. Other than that, none of it actually hurt. Of course, it hurt a little bit because it is a needle going in and out of your skin, but it didn't really hurt. The words hurt like a bitch. Like, I don't know what it is about words. Words hurt more than the actual thing. The bird, I would rate it as 1 being the least, 10 being the most, probably 6, maybe. The words, probably an 8. No, 7. 7 3/4. Yeah, 7 3/4. But once you get used to it, like after a couple seconds, you get used to it. When people ask me what it feels like to get a tattoo, I always say, like if you're sunburned and you scratch yourself, like you just go like that. That's what it feels like to me when you're sunburned and you scratch yourself. I don't know if that makes sense. A lot of people say different things, but that's what I say it feels like. So, yeah, if you want any more videos, comment, rate, and subscribe, and I'll do them. Thanks.